It's a good day in the GTA today. I wonder if I have any work to do.
Oh, speaking of, someone's calling me.
Commander Eggy, ready for duty. What do you need help on?
Well, Iggy, you might not really like this news.
Wait, really? How come?
Remember that engineer guy from the Awakened faction? Yeah, he's back with an army.
The hell you mean?
We didn't verify the kill, so yeah, he's back now.
Now that the very long intro is done, Easter Part 2 is finally here, and it's a huge step up from Part 1. Part 2 has the TDX style, aka being more realistic and rigidy, than Part 1's style looking like a TDS Easter event. Also, it sucks to see that there's only one event tower. What the heck kind of avatar is that? Anyways, before whatever kind of creature just walked past me was, I was gonna say that it sucks that this event there's only like one tower. Which even then, I really like that it's just freaking... Come on, I had to, alright? Come on, I had to. It fits, alright? It fits. It's literally him. I feel like they should have added like another tower to the battle pass or something like that, than just add the only event tower to the event shop. But hey, I didn't make the game. Go ask John for that. Alright, enough chit chat. Let's get right into Easter night. Great.
To bring you here, Commander. I enjoy your words. However, I still have a role to fulfill.
Of course, for every first time of playing the events, I gotta play the Nightmare version every time, cause why not? Anyways, for Wave 1, they send out two enemies, being the Duck Hunters and some Bunny Cultists. What's annoying is the Duck Hunters give no cash when trying to kill them. Also, in Nightmare mode, the Duck Hunter seems to deal quite a bit more damage to flying type towers, because in Easy and Normal, the Duck Hunters dealt little to no damage. To counter Wave 1, I primarily spammed bottom path Bear Axes since the Flame Troopers are semi-cheap and deal lots of DPS, and it's good against crowds. What's better, there are no enemies yet with fire resistance. For Wave 2, they send out the exact same enemy, being the Duck Hunters and the Bunny Cultists, but now there are also the speedy versions of the Bunny Cultists. Of course, bottom path Bear Axes did quick work on this wave. Wave 3 sends out the Duck Hunters and the speedy Bunny Cultists again, but now they send out two judges from the Awakened Chapter 2 and these giant brute Bunny Cultists that finally give you cash, thank goodness. I then place a bottom path attack helicopter on one side since there were basically no Duck Hunters on that side, to basically collect cash. And to kill the judges and the bunny brutes, of course, can't forget about that. Wave 3 is definitely a bit more of a dangerous wave if you're not prepared, but if you have like say a bottom path helicopter and some max bottom path barracks, you're most likely good. For Wave 4, in my case, since there were a lot of barracks troopers on one side, I basically only focused on one side only. We also get to see the bunnies from the Easter day, but these bunnies look a little bit more psychotic. Also, on this wave, be extremely cautious with your helicopter because there are a lot of Duck Hunters, and if you fly it carelessly, it'll just get evaporated. For Wave 5, this was basically my struggle wave because off camera, I've died to this up to like at least 20 or more times. Not necessarily because of the enemies on this wave, but mainly because of a single enemy. These ghost bunny, whatever these things are, they run super quick, have quite a lot of resistances, are stealth, and it can go through units. So yeah, I think you can see why I lost to that quite a bit. Anyways, after you beat those ghost bunnies, it's basically free eats. The only slight threat are the nail hits, but even then, once you get like Stealth Komachi, it should be light work. For wave 6, this is kinda a filler wave, not gonna lie. This wave reintroduces us to these weird, I don't know what to call these guys, long necks? That are basically anti-air in the Awakened Chapter 3, but over here, they're basically weaker versions of the Duck Hunters. Even though this is a filler wave, I'll gladly take some of the cash on this wave because they're really giving you enough cash to just barely handle the next wave. Oh boy, next wave. Wave 7 is an absolute bombshell of a wave. Not only do they send out 2 corrupted predators, they also send out 2 nightmare heretics to buff them, as well as summoning 2 of these weird bunny predator things that can jump. Also, these guys spawn kinda far from the entrance, so that's also one thing. To counter this wave, you basically need at least 1 Stealth Komachi, because if you don't have one or your bottom path helicopter died, yeah, that might just be GG's, I'm not gonna lie. Also, one tip for this wave is once you kill both of the bunny and corrupted predators, I'd recommend like chipping away on the Nightmare Heretics' HP, and then like letting them heal and then go chip their HP again to get that bonus cash, because trust me, you need all of the cash that you can get. After wave 7, it wasn't too hard on wave 8. They only sent out a lot of those Duck Hunters, but by the time you were at wave 7, I'm pretty sure you should have like a lot of Stealth Komachis. So what I'd recommend is like placing all of them in one spot and they'll all bunch up their DPS to just one-shot the Duck Hunters basically, so they don't have the chance to boom your helicopters. We also get to see a different variant of these ducklings? I don't really know what to call these things. The butcher ducks. They're also paired with nail heads to, well, give them shields, so yeah. I'm pretty sure you should be able to clear them either way because, well, Stealth Komachi, obviously. When I first entered wave 9, I was like, oh, there's only jumpers? There has to be a twist. And I was correct, because when I looked behind me, there was like 5 or 6 of those bunny predators jumping. So I obviously, with my helicopters, rushed to those guys to kill them quickly before they killed me first. There were also nail heads on this wave, but since they were pretty slow, I called my helicopters back and let my barracks slowly kill them. So my oil, had time to make me cash. Wave 10 This wave is an absolute money maker. If you kill the nail heads first and then destroy their shield HP, these giraffe looking guys heal each other, and they heal quite a good amount. So if you set like 2 or maybe even 4 Stealth Komachi to each side and set them to target random, holy crap, you are going to make some crazy cash. And if you have a tower that can even stun or just slow down the enemies, you are going to make millions. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't have Bubble Blower to stun them for 3 whole seconds, but even then, I made quite a good amount of cash here. For next wave, I sure do hope you have any stunner towers, because holy crap, these things go super quick. Your best option to stun these guys without any event towers is probably bottom path Grenadier. But even then, you really need DPS than only stunning, so good luck with that. Wave 12 sends out these kaiju egg things again that go super quick. This time only like 1 at a time on each path instead of both, But this wave is honestly kind of more of like a filler or like a money making wave, because Those wall pushers, I don't know if it's just me or not, but those guys, they feel like they give more cash than usual. Wave 13 is a rush wave, aka they sound out 2 of these egg kaijus again to try and kill you, as well as them being supported by the corrupted Wendigos from Awakened Chapter 3, I think? But since I had Overseer on my side, Wave 11 to 13 was pretty much a cakewalk because, well, it's Overseer, bro. Wave 14 is just filler. Wave 15 has the potential to be genuinely detrimental if you have your defenses at the back, because on this wave they send out like 3 of the multiplier 3s as well as a multiplier 4, I think, behind the boss 4. So if they all get multiplied, wallahi,
say wallahi, bro, say wallahi.
Wave 16 is a wave you really need to look out for, because this wave, even though it may not seem that threatening, oh boy, it is very, very threatening. They send out 2 grumbles that are both stealth, as well as a bunch of these ghost bunnies, which have, I think, a little bit more HP than normal, because those guys, even when I had like 8 stealth matches on like one area, they still were like pushing. And the grumbles, those grumbles, I don't know what they gave them for their armor, but they have so much freaking shield HP. I don't know why. So yeah, this wave is definitely a threat if you don't have like crazy amount of DPS. Wave 17 is a filler slash money making wave because they send out a bunch of these wall pushers, but by the time you're at this wave, I'm pretty sure you should have like prime defense. And then we have wave 18.
Your end is nigh.
Wave 18, the second to last wave to this nightmare. And oh boy, does this wave absolutely deliver. Not only do they send out a freaking Bunnyzilla, they also send out 2 bunny tanks, which honestly aren't really that big of a threat. The main threat over here is actually Bunnyzilla. He goes super quick, can use its laser ability like quite a lot of times, honestly. It feels like he's spamming it, as well as being able to dig underground, and any units on top of it will get basically insta-killed and deal no damage to the boss HP. And after being underground, it'll pop up and slam, and I'm guessing stunning and or killing towers. Once you kill the Bunnyzilla, honestly, it's kinda free eats, because the bunny tanks are genuinely just there for free money. Wave 19 is Engineers' last push, sending out everything he has left. Bunny Guardians, a bunch of bunny predators, heck, even Bunnyotrons, you name it. He also summons in the Nightmare Heretics somehow. There's also this weird flying thing in the middle of the map, which if you guys seen in the TDX Discord, you know exactly what this thing is for. But to the people who don't, stick around. Ace's engineer doesn't go directly to the base, thankfully. He actually does, I'm pretty sure, 3 or so loops before then entering the base, which gives us enough time to kill him. But for the first thing that I decide to kill is the Nightmare Heretic, because I'm 90% sure that the Nightmare Heretic actually speeds up like the Ace's engineer or just all of the enemies that are on the path in general. After I kill the Nightmare Heretic, I then go for the Bunny Guardians and then the Aces. Oh, right, Bunnyotrons. Still, I'd recommend going for Ace's Engineer to kill him real quick, and then after that, then try and chip away on Bunnyotron. The reason why we need to kill Ace's Engineer is because on his basic form, he can actually re-summon his Nightmare Heretic friend to buff him again, which we don't really want him to do. After that, then we target the Bunnyotrons. The Overseers and other stuff might target Ace's Engineer to like chip his HP away, so yeah, we can kind of just full on target the Bunnyotrons. But if you have Refractor, you can basically just hard target the Ace's Engineer and actually kill him before you actually kill the Bunnyotrons, which I personally think is quite funny, but since you are probably not using that loadout, yeah, you should probably target the other lesser bosses first. Anyways, enough of the other enemies, let's talk about the main big bad of this event, shall we? The second phase of Ace's Engineer used the Eradicator parts from the Awakened Chapter 3 to forge himself an Eradicator arm thing. He uses the same triple barrel minigun thing that the Corrupted Eradicator Mark II used on that chapter, so that's pretty cool. His third phase, I think, uses the same arm as the Apex Predator from Chapter 4, maybe, from the Awakened? Not really too sure on that, it could be just some random Predator, but who knows, I'm not really too sure on that information just yet. And for some reason, with the Apex Predator's arm, he can actually use multiple laser beams somehow. Use its, well, regular, like, pew-pew laser shooty attack, as well as able to summon predators and 2 of his Chapter 2 Awakened version, which is very interesting. And for his 4th form, I don't even know where he got that big of a War Machine arm, but I'm guessing it was like some random prototype he found laying about, because in the Awakened event, I don't think we had access to War Machine back then. So yeah, he probably just found a War Machine that was already broken or something and collected its weapon, which is still pretty damn cool, I'm not gonna lie. He's able to, of course, use the flamethrower to do this weird, like, hell rain attack. Of course, use the flamethrower normally, and those rockets, holy crap, those rockets deal a lot of damage. Once we defeat him, we didn't fully kill him just yet again. He just barely escapes by teleporting to, I'm guessing, some random, like, spaceship or some unknown base that the GTA hasn't located yet, but apparently he will be back soon enough, which is something I'm genuinely scared of. If Ace's Engineer came back this much stronger, who knows how strong he's gonna come back in the 3rd time.